Well, hello MACCers. We are, just to let you know, we are potentially reopening on Sunday, June 21st, 2020, and we are excited to see as many of you as are comfortable joining us for that Sunday. It's been really good to connect with many of you on Zoom throughout our education hour on Sunday mornings, and to see what kind of wacky backgrounds some of you have had going on behind you as we've been trying to have class. And it's been really cool to see what kind of animals just jump up in your lap while we've been doing our class time together. And for some of you, we've been able to see animals attack you while you've been in class. And so those kinds of things have just been fun. It's been great to be able to spend time with each other, but it's going to be really exciting to get together and see each other from a distance and to worship together in our building. I do want to start by saying, just because we are potentially reopening Sunday on June 21st doesn't mean that you should feel pressured into attending, especially if you're uncomfortable being in large crowds right now. We totally get that. Or if you're at a higher risk of contracting COVID-19, then don't feel pressured to come. Instead, we want to encourage you to stay home. The last thing any of us want on our leadership team is for one of our church family members to contract this coronavirus. We know that you can worship just as well at home as you can here, because we're worshiping an audience of one. We have done a poll a couple of weeks ago, and thank you for your response to that poll. And according to that poll, we're going to be providing two services. The first service will be at 8 a.m. and the second service will be at 10 a.m. We will be asking you to register for the service that you plan on attending. You'll be able to register on our webpage or on our Facebook page. Remember, we will only be able to admit the first 100 people. So if you plan on attending 8 a.m. and you go to register for that and it's full, you'll have to register for the 10 a.m. service. And if we determine that that service is full, then we'll come back and revisit preparing a third service. So I just want to thank you in advance right now for your cooperation and your understanding of this situation. Just so we're all on the same page, we will not be providing an education hour between services. That time is going to be spent for cleaning the building for the next group of people coming in to worship. And we'll have hand sanitizers all throughout the building. If you do choose to worship with us in person, there are some really hard and fast requests that we are asking of each individual to adhere to, or we'll ask you to worship with us online in your home. Some of those masks are going to be mandatory. Now remember, the mask doesn't protect you from contracting COVID-19, but it does protect others from you should you have this disease or these symptoms. This really is a love your neighbor mandate. Second, we will be following our local, state, and federal mandates on social distancing, meaning you will need to keep 6 feet away, and anyone not in your household will need to stay 6 feet away from you. Just to be clear, this means no handshakes, no hugs, no holy kisses. You may not be concerned with your health. Again, this is for the protection of others. We will not be providing any food or any drinks, such as coffee or orange juice or water. So if you need to bring something to drink, you'll need to bring your own. Now, since COVID-19 and the shutdown of most of America, including churches, there are several steps we have to adhere to as we begin to reopen responsibly. We are potentially reopening, like I said, on June 21st, 2020. If indeed we do open on that date, we want to encourage you to take some time to familiarize yourself with this information. So until further notice, this is what you can expect when you arrive at MACC. When you pull in the parking lot, find a place to park and head to the west doors of the new building. If you need to be dropped off at the canopy, that's fine. We'll do single car drop-offs. You should have your mask on at this point. Head to those west doors so that you may have your temperature taken. If you have a temperature of 99.8 degrees or higher, you will be asked to worship with us online from your home instead of in person in an effort to protect you and the rest of our congregation. Next, you will move forward to a brief medical screening. You will be asked the following questions. Have you had a fever, cough, or sore throat lately? Have you been experiencing difficulty breathing or shortness of breath? Is anyone in your household displaying symptoms of COVID-19? To the best of your knowledge, have you or anyone in your household been in close contact with anyone who has tested positive for COVID-19? Once you have been cleared through temperature reading and medical screening, you may then enter through the west doors of our building. There will be 2 ushers to open the exterior doors for you. The interior doors will be propped open so that you may enter the building hands-free. Upon entering the building, we ask that you proceed directly to the new worship center. Please do not congregate in the hallways. We know this will be hard to resist, but we are still in social distancing mode, so please respect those guidelines. We will have an usher in the hallway to help usher people along to the worship center. When you enter the worship center, there will be 4 sections of seating. At the back of each section, there will be a table with individually packaged communion and bulletins for you to pick up as you enter. If you bring children with you, please know that we will not be holding children's ministry. However, we will have 2 tables on the north wall of the worship center with children's packets to help them worship with us. Next, whichever section you take communion and bulletin from, you will need to sit in that section. Each section can hold up to 25 people. Our ushers over those sections will seat you so that we can ensure a max of 25 people per area. People living in the same household will need to remain together. Chairs will be arranged so that you are in compliance with social distancing guidelines. We will not be singing during this time of worship because scientific studies have shown that singing in large groups greatly increases the spread of COVID-19. Again, we are trying to ensure your safety and the safety of others. We will worship through prayer, scripture reading, testimony, as well as communion, giving, and preaching. Please remember that singing is worship, but worship isn't singing alone. There are many ways to worship our Creator. After the service is over, you will be dismissed by row from back to front. As you are dismissed, you will have the opportunity to give your tithes and offerings. As you are leaving, please resist the urge to congregate in the hallways or under the canopy. Please move to the parking lot if you wish to visit with others. Finally, go and live out the Word.